Coming up on Look Today, the Public Safety Committee addresses the issue of vagrancy at City Hall in Saratoga. I've got details. And Barbara Sweet of the Tri-County United Way announces her resignation. More on that coming up. And we've got our Look at the Movies with Jackson Murphy. We've got those details, I guess we've got all the details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm J. Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with historians Dr. Hollis Palmer and Sandra Graff. And when they're here to talk about historic tours in Saratoga and his new book, Saratoga 1858. And I also sit down with Gail LaSalle. She's an author and a speaker. She's here to talk about her work with empowering individuals to take control of their lives. Good interview. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Public Safety Committee held a public forum at City Hall in Saratoga last night. The city continues its discussion on vagrancy and aggressive panhandlers. The city recognizes that the issue is progressively getting worse and must be dealt with. Now, there are different kinds of vagrants. The mentally ill, drug addicts, and panhandlers are just some of them. Oftentimes, it's hard to distinguish a difference between them, which can prevent help for the ones that really need it. Now, we were at City Hall last night and spoke to Mike Finocchi. He's the executive director of the Shelters of Saratoga.
No, because people can be rehabilitated. I've done this for 20 years, and we've helped people come off the streets, get them jobs. So,
yeah, Mike's been a guest on Look Today a couple of times. He's very dedicated. In other news, well, Tri-County United Way in Glens Falls has announced that the executive director, Barbara Sweet, will resign. Now, this will be effective July 1st. Now, in her 9 years, Barbara increased awareness and support for the United Way. We spoke to her about her resignation.
I love this organization. We work with so many people that we're able to help, and we work with wonderful not-for-profits. However, I put in an immense amount of time doing this particular job, and I feel the need to step back a bit, take a breather, spend some more time with my family, friends, and just get outside and pursue some other interests in life. So it's with a heavy heart that I'm leaving United Way, but I know we leave it in good hands. It will continue to be here and to do good things for the entire communities.
Best of luck, Barbara. Switching from news to weather. Well, today saw temperatures in the mid-60s. Well, let's see how the weekend is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weekend weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, the A&W restaurant in Lake George has reopened just in time for the 2016 summer season. You might remember last summer the building caught on fire because of a malfunctioning printer in the kitchen of the restaurant. Well, the business is now restored thanks to a combination of insurance money and donations. Well, we talked to Dave Madden. He's a longtime owner of that restaurant.
Well, today's been pretty hectic. It's been a long struggle over the winter to get the place put back together again. I've had a lot of really good help and cooperation from my past employees, the insurance company, the town, all the government agencies, so it's all come together today.
In other news, Saratoga Springs celebrated National Bike to Work Day. Hundreds of people biked to work or school yesterday. Now, with 500 registered bikers, Bike Toga and CDTC sponsored the event. Well, we spoke to Mayor Joanne Yepsen of Saratoga Springs about the event.
Today is Bike to Work or School Day, and it's a capital region competition of sorts. So all the cities are encouraging their citizens and their employees to bike to work today.
Well, today's Friday, and that means it's time for a look at the movies with Jackson Murphy. He's going to give us an update on new movies at home and in the theater.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackson Murphy with this weekend's Look TV, Look at Movies. The Angry Birds movie is the big screen adaptation of the wildly popular video game. This high-energy animated adventure serves as the origin story for how Red and the other birds became arch enemies with the green pigs. The Angry Birds movie is rated PG. Neighbors 2 is the follow-up to the 2014 raunchy frat comedy starring Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. This time the pair team up against the members of a sorority who move in next door. Chloe Grace Moretz and Selena Gomez co-star. Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising is rated R. And in The Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe team up to try to solve a missing persons case. This late 70s period crime comedy is also rated R. New at home include Dirty Grandpa, a very unfunny comedy starring Robert De Niro and Efron. And the highly acclaimed horror film, The Witch. I'll see you at the cinema, and right back here next week. I'm Jackson Murphy.
Thanks very much, Jackson. And remember, you can catch a look at the movies every Friday right here on Look TV. Well, up next, I sit down with historians Dr. Hollis Palmer and Sandra Graff. They're here to talk about historic tours in Saratoga and his new book called Saratoga 1858. Plus, I also sit down with Gail LaSalle. She's an author and speaker. She's here to talk about her work with empowering individuals to take control of their lives. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Well, it's Friday, so I got a couple of lookouts, and of course, first and foremost, it goes to Living the Dream, Andrew and Drew and Jack and Joel, and can't forget Jesselyn for making this program possible every week. Thank you, everybody. Yes, they're waving, in case you can't see that. Also, we want to pump up our Facebook engagement with you. And we posted something on our Facebook page, which is Look TV News, about your opinions about the homeless situation, the vagrants running around in Saratoga. So if you can, let's get a dialogue going about that. And also, I want to welcome Chez Pierre to the family of supporters of Look TV. Pia and Lincoln run an amazing restaurant just north of Saratoga. And the family's been in the family for over 50 years. And my wife and I ate there, and it was just delicious. So we want to welcome them. Jack did an animated spot for them, which we're premiering next week, which I think you'll find fun. All right, everybody, that's it. Tonight on Look TV, it's Beyond the Headlines and another episode of Tracks, which continues to be very, very popular. And don't forget, have a safe weekend and tune in Monday night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.